Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we had another wonderful Raw coming. Well, it was coming out of Louisville, Kentucky. Why did I immediately forget? I had this whole nice thing planned out, remembered everything, like where it came from, all of that. I was gonna say the date, and then I just completely forget how to say Louisville. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I guess you guys are used to that if you've been around the channel. So we're gonna go right into the Raw review. Overall, it seemed like a pretty solid episode. It was a weird thing that, at least this is how I kind of felt with a lot of the matches. It was matches, except for maybe the main event, that were like both people really didn't need to be in that match because they both really couldn't afford to lose. I don't know if that's kind of how, maybe just how I'm feeling, but like that's how kind of I was feeling. A lot of those matches just felt like it was like this team or this person really can't be taking a pin right here, but somebody's going to take the pin. So it happens. But we started off the show with CM Punk, obviously being very upset about everything that's been going on, and that he wants to stop Seth Rollins and all of that, and take out. I don't even know if he really cares about Braun Breaker. I think he does now, but I think just Paul Heyman and stuff, and then Seth, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman interrupt him. I think all of that looked really good. I do like the rivalry. It's a natural progression that we will eventually get a tag match, which they already announced in the middle of the show, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was how it was going to go. I feel like adding Jay into this is kind of a weird thing. So the reason why I say that is it just gives Jay a lot. So we know Jay's going to face next week Braun Breaker, and then he faces Logan Paul the week after that. Then he faces, if he wins, Gunther. Like, there's a lot of stuff right there that is all over the place. I didn't even add the Logan Paul fan. I kind of figured I'd just put it all in this giant pile down there, or not Logan Paul, Gunther fan. But that's kind of a crazy thing to have them in so many storylines and putting them so much into it that that title is going to be like constantly. It's good that it's shown, but also it might not be defended as much as we think it will be because there'll be tons of other matches going on, which I think eventually there'll be like a six-man tag match with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker having to bring somebody else in at some point. I think they're kind of setting that up at some point, and I'd be cool with that. So I'm still enjoying all this. I just feel like Jey Uso being part of it right now isn't necessarily needed, but I guess they're trying to keep it close and make Jey look like he's defending it at all and defending it and doing stuff all over the place, which is still pretty good, but I guess we'll see. Put this up into the A category, nearly S, but I just kind of feel like the Jay doesn't need to be in the storyline yet. Then we had Penta versus Chad Gable. Chad Gable stepped up to take the place of a Grande Americano, to basically because Penta was very mad about losing. The problem is they built Chad Gable up to being able to beat luchas and do stuff, and then he immediately loses here. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I was saying like some of these matches were just kind of like that because it was like it's Chad Gable versus Penta. Penta can't lose because he's taking some L's. Obviously, title defenses and stuff like that, or going after titles, is a little bit better and to lose. But the momentum can definitely be killed if you just keep losing, and especially clean. Which luckily he scored the victory here. I thought it was pretty solid. I put up in B. The match was very enjoyable. I thought it was a really good match to have on the card. Next up, we had the tag match, which was the Viking Raiders versus the Creeds. Again, another one that's like that, where it's like, honestly, both teams can't be losing here. Obviously, the New Day cheated to help the Creeds win, which will probably give the Creeds an opportunity to face the New Day for the titles, probably at Saturday Night Main Event. Could possibly be sooner than that, or something like that. But I hope it is Saturday Night Main Event. I feel like the tag team titles need to be on those PLEs at any case they can. Like this works perfectly fine at that, or the Street Profits should defend on the Saturday Night Main Event. And honestly, put both of them on there. There'd be a lot more people on that card, which now we have two matches, and there'll probably be three more matches altogether. Those two on there, and a women's match, which would probably be Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton, is already a pretty solid card. So this match, not to get too far gone from it, I thought it was pretty solid. It's a really good tag match. Both teams are really good with the strength and the kind of showy moves for their sizes. I would love to see more of it. Obviously, we kind of had the wonky ending of the New Day costing them, so they could possibly make this a triple threat. I think the natural progression would be that the Creeds lose to the New Day by the War Raiders accidentally getting them DQ'd, and then having a triple threat of all three of them, which would probably be, pretty solid altogether if you did stuff like that. But we'll see. I'll put this up in B. It was good on the show. And then we had the announcement that it will be Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus CM Punk and Sami Zayn at Saturday Night Main Event. Makes sense. I'm down for it. Definitely feel like Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker have to win that match. It's just going to be, I guess, Sammy eating the pin. I feel like this new faction will only work as if they show some dominance. Then we had a kind of a bigger, longer statement. So it originally was a segment. Jay came down and then was talking about Logan Paul and that he's going to defend the title against him at Saturday Night Main Event and that he's ready. And then Gunther came down, basically being like, "Hey, I got next," which is kind of cool to a certain extent. I'm not a big fan of Gunther getting the rematch because whatever. But I do feel like the timing was weird because it was like not at Money in the Bank, which would be the natural next step. It's at the Raw after Money in the Bank. So there could be a cash in or something there. Something could happen. I feel like there's some extra stuff coming from that whole thing. This whole thing, I'll probably put it in a solid story. Not really anything that I care too much about it, but I am glad that Jay's actually getting some his own like singles like rivalries. Next up, we had the former Bullet Club members with AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. I thought the match was actually pretty solid. I mean, obviously these two men have a storied history against each other and have a random Raw where they're going against each other. Really deserved to have a decent amount of time. It was the longest match of the night. I thought they went out there and cooked. I think they, obviously, there's not like a lot of story necessarily going into this. The story is more of like AJ going after Dom and then Finn's coming in. It did suck for Finn to take the pin again, like the theme of the night. It's just like they put matches on that were good, but the problem is neither person could lose because if AJ Styles loses here, kind of just what he can't go after Dom, and if Finn loses, it just puts again another loss. I wish it would have been like a botched attempt, like maybe JD accidentally does something. I know Penta came down there and got the Judgment Day cleared out, which will then now make a tag team match with AJ and Penta versus Finn and JD, which is cool. I called it right when it happened. I'm like, oh, that's what they're setting up, which is still pretty cool thing altogether. I'll put this matchup on A. I think it definitely deserved the time that it got on the card. Next up, we got the main event: Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne and Julia. This is a dream match. I absolutely loved it. I think the match itself was just really enjoyable, main event ready, or like main event worthy. I feel like they could have gone for another 10-15 minutes and it still would have been great. Obviously, they have some pretty good in-ring chemistry. There was a few little things here and there that they could have definitely sharpened up. So I probably would knock it down just one little bit of a grade, but I'm going to put it in a solid A. I feel like, altogether for who was in there and what they were doing, it was a really great main event. Definitely the best of all the A matches, but I feel like there's definitely, you can see a little things here and there that they could have definitely fixed and it would have made the match itself better. But yeah, if you guys enjoy these Raw reviews, it's every Tuesday. I have also Evolve reviews, which this week is a little weird because I was out of town, so I didn't get last week's in. So there'll be double Evolve reviews, one for probably Wednesday from last week and then one from Wednesday or from Wednesday's episode. So we'll have a lot of reviews this week. I do SmackDown. Obviously missed last SmackDown's review because I was at Backlash. We got Backlash stuff and I'm trying to work on a vlog of what my Backlash time was. I really want to get it out as soon as possible, but I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a little bit difficult to work on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you guys are enjoying Raw as a show altogether. I think it's still the best show of the out of the two. I still feel like on a week to week, I still enjoy NXT. I think the best, but this show is definitely getting better and better. They just need to shore up their tag division and give a little bit more screen time to the women's mid card or tag division, whatever which way they want to go with it. I'd be fine with, but. Yep, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.